Good morning. Today we will continue to study about the first type of clause, which consists of a subject, a transitive verb, or a phrasal of transitive verb, an indirect object, and a direct object. There is an example that we studied in the previous class. I get her a puppy. In the clause stated in the first type of clause, features the wide range of statement by the speaker. The speaker said the range of transition that the transitive verb has from the subject, the direct object, and the indirect object. So we can say that the range of the statement in the first type of clause is wide from the subject to the indirect object. This is comparable to the third type of clause, whose range of statement starts from the subject to an object. The enlarged focus of the speaker to describe the entire conveyance does not reveal the relationship between the indirect object her and the direct object a puppy mediated by preposition for. This explanation is about the clause stated in the third clause, which delivers the same intent as this clause stated in the first type of clause. The clause stated in the third type is like this: I get a puppy for her. A puppy for her. Then it gets obvious that the definition of the transitive verb get implies the hidden relationship between the direct object and the indirect object. The clause I get a puppy for her, and this clause I get her a puppy deliver the same intent of the speaker. Then we can say that the order of statement from the subject, the transitive verb, the indirect object, and the direct object implies the hidden relationship between the direct object and the indirect object. Thus, the listeners think of the definition of the preposition for right after reading this clause studied in the first type of clause. This can be understood from the fact that the preposition for is matched with the definition of the transitive verb get. The existence of the indirect object is a purpose as a premise. The indirect object, her, is a purpose as a premise consistent with the order of conveyance to get the definition of the transitive verb in the relationship of coexistence. You can also understand this fact that the speaker intends to reveal the final destination of the transition that the transitive verb get delivers in this clause. That can be a reason why the speaker states the indirect object ahead of the direct object. In the clause stated in the third type of clause, in this clause, the speaker might intend to reveal the relatively narrow, small range of statement because the speaker states the direct object right after the transitive verb get in this clause. We can understand the intent of the speaker who emphasizes the direct object in the third type of clause and the indirect object in the first type of clause, which is the final destination of the transition that the definition of the transitive verb get delivers. In the third line, there is an expression, coexistence. This means that the definition of the transitive verb get and the order of delivering the definition of the transitive verb get are relevant. Like right after the speaker actualizes the definition of the transitive verb get, the speaker has an intent for the puppy. Right after the speaker gets the puppy is with an intent of the speaker already. This tells us that the transitive verb get has the nuance of coexistence, or the direct object receives the definition of the transitive verb get right after the speaker actualizes the definition of the transitive verb get. That can be concurrency of the transitive verb get. There is a verb that does not have the concurrency when the speaker as the subject actualizes the definition of the transitive verb and delivers the definition to the direct object. After the speaker as the subject actualizes the definition of the transitive verb sent, the definition of the transitive verb sent is delivered to the direct object. There is a time gap. The speaker states the clause to focus on the entire course that the speaker conveys the action indicated by the transitive verb sent to the indirect object you passed through the direct object a message. In this clause, stated in the first type of clause, the speaker intends to emphasize the final destination, you, the listeners, to receive the definition of the transitive verb sent finally.